What's up, everyone? Danielle and Bree here today for our Season 2, Episode 3 of Behind the Studio.
Yeah, so far throughout this season, we've been talking about all kinds of different sessions, but specifically in this episode, we'll be talking about maternity and newborn sessions.
Yep, and later in the show, we're going to have a special guest, Lizzie, to talk to us about her experience with newborn and maternity sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of options out there when it comes to maternity and newborn sessions, like different amount of time and like different places to do them and stuff like that. So the best way to determine like what kind of sessions you want to do, or like if you want to do these sessions, which obviously we are pro maternity and newborn session.
Always.
It's just like, which one is for you? So obviously you want to take these photos, but why do you want to take these photos? And why do we want you to take these photos? So do you want to photograph your growing family and include everyone in the photos, like for a maternity session? If it's just obviously husband and wife,
right,
and new baby, obviously. We don't know who's going to be. Actually, it's not obvious because it could be a maternity session where just the woman, just the mom is in the photos, and like she doesn't really care about having dad in the photos, or dad like doesn't want to be in the photos. Or you can have like the two of y'all in the photos, and then if it's like multiple kids, I feel like it would be kind of not crazy, but it could get hectic if you had like 8 kids. You're doing a maternity session. You wanted.
Is the focus even on the belly at that point?
That's true. But it is focusing on your growing family. So you might want that. Or you might be like, you know what, 8 kids is too much. I just want to do me and my husband. Or I just want to do me, myself. Like, to just capture my changing body.
Yeah.
So I guess you got to think about like, those are just some things to think about, basically. We're just putting all this stuff out here so you can know what you need to think about and what you need to decide beforehand.
Yeah.
And then as far as like newborn photos go, what are some things like that you need to think about for that? Like, I guess same thing, like who's going to be in it. Right?
Yeah, you would have to think about if you want your whole family, if you have multiple children already, if you want dad in there, mom in there, because newborn photos can just be of your newborn.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in it, but you can choose to be in them, and so you'd have to decide if you want, this is a new addition to our family, let's put everybody in there, or this is a new addition to our family, the spotlight's on them. Type thing.
Yes,
so I think
those
that's
are
something
two
to think
very
about.
good, like solid
Concise.
positions, but like very different. Yeah, and then also something else to think about is, do you want like pregnancy announcement photos?
Right.
Because that's really fun, like a really fun way to do a pregnancy announcement. Like a lot of people will do like, what is it, the letter board and the onesie.
Yeah, the onesie,
and the little
the
ultrasound. They'll
name.
just do that one little post. If you think about it, this is the last time that you would like take a picture with your spouse, like before your body like really starts changing.
Yeah.
Like this is where you could pass probably for like not being pregnant and be like.
It could be a super surprise for other people.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like this last little bit of documentation of y'all two together before stuff gets real.
Yeah. And you can, if you wanted the whole, to track the entire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Having a nice timeline.
Yeah, a timeline. So this is when we announced we were pregnant. This is me pregnant, very pregnant. This is me with the baby.
Yeah. So like you could want that too if you want like the whole timeline. Also, if you have like little like fur babies, that's a really good time to like incorporate them into that. Because like, I mean, you could do it for a maternity session. You could like have your dog there, but it's way cuter if like you have your dog and they have like a little sign that says like, my humans are having a baby. Or something.
Those are cute. I like those.
So that's maybe some reasons you might want to take these photos. Obviously, like documenting your life, like different stages of life, timeline, like Bree said, and then deciding like which ones like you want to do. So we probably should have done this a little bit earlier, but that's okay. We're going to go into it now. But we're going to like tell you what these sessions are. We're going to break it down for you. A pregnancy announcement session would be, let's say, you're like 10, 12 weeks, maybe 13. What is 13 is like, if you make it there, you're like kind of like in a safe zone usually, right? So like around between like 10 and 13 weeks, you can do a session where it's just you and your spouse, and you can like have the ultrasound or like a onesie, or you don't have to incorporate props like at all if you don't want to, but this is like the perfect time to incorporate props like that. And you just announce that y'all are having a baby, and then you have this nice photo session to announce it and to commemorate it and look back on.
It's usually if you're trying to hard launch your pregnancy on Instagram or Facebook is a pregnancy like
pregnancy announcement
Photoshoot.
is the hard launch of your pregnancy
on social media usually. Because I feel like most people, you won't let your mom and dad know that you're pregnant by these pictures, you know?
Right. They're the soft launch.
Yeah. Unless you want to do like a cute, like, oh, look at this photo book we got. Like,
that's
look,
true. Oh, that'd be cute.
Mom. And then the last one, that'd be cute.
That would be really cute.
Those are more for like you, and social media is such a big part of our life now that it's like a social media way to hard launch that you're pregnant.
Yeah. You could print it out and mail it.
Yeah, or my bad. Forgot about that too.
I'm just kidding. Nobody does that.
No? Oh, okay.
I don't think so. That's how you're going to tell. Who are you going to mail it to? Your grandma?
Right, no.
And that's how you're going to tell her?
Yeah, no. You're right. Nobody mails it.
You could email. That would be so weird too, to email it.
I know. Yeah, no. That would be even weirder.
Oh, man.
PDF.
Well, my best friend told us that she was pregnant via a text.
She's in Hawaii.
Right? She should have mailed me a postcard.
Okay, yeah, I think so too.
I'm just kidding. So that's a pregnancy announcement photo. So, technically you're pregnant, but that's not what we would call a maternity session.
No.
So the maternity session is where you capture your life as an expectant mother, and usually you're like pretty pregnant.
Yeah, like you showing.
Yeah, because you want to show off that bump. And like we mentioned earlier, that could be just you. It could be you and your spouse. It could be you and your spouse and your kids.
Yeah.
It could be, it's your session. You can have it be whatever you want. That also could be done, any of these, honestly, they could be done like outdoors, or they can be done in the studio.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done a pregnancy announcement in the studio, but we have done a maternity in the studio.
That would be so cute, though, a pregnancy announcement in here.
It would be cute. Oh, you could do like a whole like stage, like a whole like a set.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that'd be really fun. And you could do like confetti. That'd be really fun. Ooh,
noted.
We don't even talk about gender reveal in here, and we've never done a gender reveal session. We've photographed like Brittany's like gender reveal.
Yeah.
But we've never done, and I've photographed like my friends like gender reveal, but we've never like actually photographed like a gender reveal session. And I think that would be so cool, especially in here, especially if you were having a girl and you could do it on a pink backdrop.
Well, I think it would be fun to do that, like a gender reveal, and then send that out on your shower invites and be like, you're invited to a shower, but nobody knows what it is until they open it.
So cute.
But you take a photo shoot with it? That's so cute.
Yes.
I'm taking that.
Dibs.
I'm not pregnant yet, but
for the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, announcements could be in studio, maternity could be in studio, or outside. So maternity sessions, what might be some hesitations people would have?
So I know some people like to take their maternities because they're like, when they're pregnant, they have that feminine energy that is just like hardcore, like goddess energy. Yeah, and they take like the pictures and they're all decked out. But then some women just don't feel that. And so some women might like being pregnant because it's creating life and like a precious life, but they might not feel good ever. And so they're like, I'm not down for that. I don't want to do that. So maybe that could be a reason.
Yeah, that could be a reason.
Or if you're like medically unable.
Oh, yeah.
But
you know
that's
what?
Not like wanting to.
We've even been fortunate to still take someone's maternity photos even though they were like on bed rest technically at the hospital. Actually, 2 women.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. It's like it's really great that it has worked out like that. Sometimes it might not. And that it just is what it is.
Other than can you think of anything as to why someone might not want to?
I think honestly like just women not feeling good about their bodies. Yeah. We never feel fully confident in our bodies. I feel like as women, period. Maybe even men too. I don't know. I'm not a man, but but I think like the important thing to like focus on in that is that like, yeah, you might not want it now, but are you going to regret it? I feel like
take them, and if you don't like them, shove them in a box and never print them.
Yeah.
But
like
in the moment, like in the case that in 20 years you look back, you're like, I really wish I would have had them.
Yes.
You have them. They're just in a shoebox.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Or something.
So like it's like better to do them than not do them. And if you're really that much not into them, just do like a 20-minute session.
Yeah. I don't know many pictures of my mom pregnant with me, but I would have loved to see my mom. Even though she might not like it or might not want it, I would love to see that.
So think about your future children.
Think about your children, how much they're going to want to look at you when you're younger.
So a 20-minute session would be like a really great one for someone who's like maybe not that into it, but definitely wants to do them. Or it might be good like if you're pregnant in like the heat of the summer, just a 20-minute session, get that done. But you could do longer ones. Like you could really make it fun and do like a 2-hour session and do like a more casual outfit and one location and then like another location and like a fancier outfit. Yeah. Like you could really go all out with it. And then you could just do like a 1 hour and you could do like multiple outfits then and just stay at like the same location. Really like fun the possibilities. Props, yeah, fun like props. That. The possibilities are endless. They really are. I've seen people do like
some people paint their belly.
Oh yeah.
You know? They just like
or they do the little smoke like if it's like a boy, they'll have like the smoke and something.
Yeah, in a long dress.
Yeah.
Flower hair.
Yeah, I've never done that. Oh, I love the look of like the flower crown. Like, oh yeah. We did a maternity one with it was the husband and wife, and they did the 2 different outfits and they were so dang adorable. And with the first one, they had a horse in them, but like this horse was so dressed up with like roses braided in its like mane, and oh my gosh, it was so magical. And like that was just so perfect. Like that's an example of like they went all out and like really made it a thing, and I think that is so awesome.
Or I think like opposite of that, like that's really awesome. There's another end to the spectrum where it's like maybe you want to take your maternity sessions in your house and like all your pregnancy cravings. And like something that you've just always been doing during your pregnancy, so just so you can be like, this is a reality of my pregnancy. If you want to be funny with it, and like comical.
Oh, that would be fun.
I think that's something
even just
fun.
Like catching you like in your like a lifestyle newborn session, but lifestyle maternity
newborn
session
still in the
where like y'all are just like being y'all, hanging out on the couch, or cooking dinner together or something like. That would be fun.
I think that's
Why
cute.
doesn't anyone ask us to do that? Somebody ask us to do that.
Please. I'd be down.
But yeah, so that's some just ideas of maternity session, ideas of why you might want a maternity session, and maybe like what length you want with that. So now we can move on to newborn photography.
Ooh.
We've always done lifestyle newborn sessions. Well, not always, but for a long time we've done the lifestyle newborn sessions. And what that is when the photographer comes to you and your house and takes photos of you and your family, like in the nursery, maybe in your living room. I had a girl one time, she's like, I want a picture like in the kitchen, I'm holding the baby and drinking my coffee. I'm like, I love that.
Right.
Because that's life. So lifestyle is like you're capturing your life at that moment in your life. And you'll like, so you get it in your home, you get the vibe of like everything, but then you'll also get like some of like just the newborn, like maybe laying in their crib or laying in the, what are them things called? Bassinet.
Oh, no. I know what you're talking about.
Them little squishy things.
I don't know.
I don't know. I had a kid like 9 years ago, so I have no idea what's in nowadays. But, and like you can get like little finger. You can still get all the details and stuff, but really it's more like family photos in your home. Now you have
natural
a newborn.
Lighting.
Yeah, natural lighting, like with the windows.
The vibe is homey.
Yes, yeah. So, if that's your jam, go ahead and go for that. But there's also another type of newborn session, which is probably mostly of what everyone has kind of seen, where it's like the studio. Well, it is the studio newborn photography, where it's done in a studio with lights, and the baby is swaddled or like posed, in these,
Dressed up.
Yeah, dressed up like in these cute little positions. And we recently just started that because Bree has become our baby stylist, baby whisperer.
2 in 1.
But yeah, so Bree, why don't you go ahead and maybe elaborate on some of the pros and cons of lifestyle and studio.
Okay. So off the bat, once I started working here at 320, that was the first time I heard of lifestyle. And so I only thought there were studio newborn sessions, just in general. And I love the idea of lifestyle. I love the idea of both. And I don't think I could ever choose one if I had to. So like basically,
because it's like just depending on what you want.
Yeah,
like,
I would want both. Like if I was a mom, I think. But so lifestyle, I'm thinking more almost like preserving memories in your home. Like this is the home that we had this child in. This is the baby crib that they slept in, and this is their nursery.
Or didn't.
Yeah, or not. Yeah. But I just like the comfort of the home, and that's more like long-lasting, forever memories that I think you pass down to family and your kids. Like, oh wow, I remember that, and oh, I still have this hanging on the wall. You know, I love that idea, and it's more like family-centered than baby-centered in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
I would agree.
Studio newborn, I would say, is all the noise of the background is gone, and you just have the baby.
Yeah.
And so now this is where you get the lips and the ears and the fingernails and the toe. You get all the details of the baby.
And it's all about them.
It's all about them, and I love that too. And I like them being swaddled and sleepy, and so.
And those ones too, you can incorporate the family. It's just more posed. Like literally, they're just smiling.
Yeah, but like I said, it's more like the noise of the background is not there. It's just the family and the baby. And even if it is the family and the baby, I think the focus is on the baby, just because, like a maternity session.
Just because, like you said, the background, like the focus is on the family.
Yeah, and why are they taking pictures? Because they have a newborn. And so that's, I think, the benefits of the studio, or like the differences between the two is one is less... one's like more tunnel vision. Like tunnel vision into the baby would be studio, and then more broader, like what is life like at this moment? Let's document it. Lifestyle.
Yes.
That's what
I would even like it if we did.
Both,
you could get both. You could do what you want. You could do both. It would probably, because you could even space it out too if you wanted, because you could do the studio stuff while the baby is like fresh, like within the first 10 days. But you could wait a little bit longer for lifestyle, because lifestyle, they don't have to be sleepy.
Yeah.
Like they could be awake, and then you can get their eye color and just you interacting with them and stuff like that. So I mean, you could do both. I mean, and I think nobody's stopping you.
One thing about the lifestyle or the studio that I think might turn some people off would be how early they have to bring the baby somewhere. But
getting out of the house,
I think it's so worth it. And then you don't have to clean your house for the lifestyle newborn like you would. I mean, I guess if you want it authentic, you don't have to clean your house for the lifestyle newborn. But for the studio, you just bring the baby, take the pictures, and leave.
Yeah.
And for the lifestyle, you kind of might want to pick up, pick an outfit.
And if you're someone that's always like, if you feel the need, like people do this all the time, where they're like, oh, please ignore the mess. And it's like, dude, like, everyone's house is messy. Yeah. It's fine. But if you're someone who like has anxiety with that, maybe it's better to get out of the house.
Yeah. And so.
And then with newborn photography, I don't know how the other photographers do it typically, but those are going to be longer sessions, because those you're going to need to allow time for feeding and changing and spit ups and poop explosions and like anything, all the unpredictability that a newborn brings. And especially too, if you also have other children, especially like maybe you have a toddler already and now you have a newborn, so you have to factor in the time of like wrangling them or they get hungry too, so those are usually, I think, at minimum like 2 hours long, because that just makes it less stressful. Like if you only have 20 minutes to get this done. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Like,
and especially if like babies are human. And so
Yeah.
if their belly might be hurting, who wants to take a picture? Who wants to be fooled with and swaddled or, fooled around with when their belly's hurting? Or if they might, just have acid reflux or something, you have to wait for the baby to feel okay.
Yeah.
Or make the baby feel okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes that takes
And you don't want to be stressed with that.
Yeah.
So, like, these newborn sessions could last anywhere between 2 and 4 hours, depending on, like, the collection you would get. So it's nice to know to be prepared for that. But be prepared for that in that, like, knowing, okay, I'm not rushed. This is going to be a relaxing experience, and it's going to be great.
What's cool about us, I feel like, is because we do wedding, maternity, newborn, and then so on. Well, we do engagements, wedding, all that. We do all types of
You can stick with us for life.
Yeah, so, a lot of people might not want to bring their baby to a studio newborn session if they don't know someone.
Yeah,
they're like,
that's
that's
true.
a stranger. I don't want my baby.
Yeah, they're about to be holding my baby.
But what's cool is that you can get to know that your us as like your newborn photographers because you'll be with us from it may be for your wedding, and then if you do maternity or pregnancy announcements, maternity, and then newborn, it's like we already met,
right?
And we're cool.
What if we've known
you're not afraid of me?
Yeah. What if we've known you since high school?
Yeah.
And we did your high school senior photos, and then we did your college senior photos, and then we captured your proposal, and then your wedding, or then your engagements, and your bridals, and your wedding.
We need someone to stick with. We've had a lot of people though stay with us for a while.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I love how we get to go back and like just see like their lives changing and growing, and so it's like that's a good point. Like if you stick with your photographer that like then like that's gonna make you more comfortable too.
It might relieve your anxieties about like maybe requesting a certain thing or I don't want you to do that with the baby, or I'd rather you do this. You'd be way more comfortable if you like stuck with one. Yeah. And then that's it.
To bring back some of these points, so should you take maternity and newborn photos?
Yes. Absolutely.
Why should you take these photos?
Well, because you want to preserve these memories and you want to make sure you're capturing all the important milestones in your life.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Because your kids will thank you whenever they go to look back at pictures and you actually have them.
Yes. And how do you decide what kind of session, what length? That's like an impossible question to answer, but we basically wanted to give you things to think about, to talk about with your significant other, things to prepare for. That way you're not like thrown into it like you're pregnant and you're like, dude, I never even thought about any of this.
Yeah. Right. You don't think about it until you're pregnant.
Yeah. So I think we made some good points here, Bree. And I think we're going to transition to the ad break now. Okay. And then we'll have Lizzie on. And I'm going to be saying goodbye to you because you will not be here for it.
All right.
So everyone, this is Bree saying goodbye.
Bye, guys. Enjoy Lizzie. I love her.
Looking for a creative partner to capture the magic of your special day? Well, you're already in the right place. Our team at 320 Studio has a full suite of services to make your wedding day unforgettable. From photos that capture every emotion to films that bring your story to life, we've got you covered. But 320 Studio doesn't stop at your wedding day. Our team is here to capture all of life's precious moments. Whether it's a family session, a new baby's arrival, or a high school or college graduation, we're here to help you preserve those memories. Visit us at 320studio.co and start working with your wedding and lifestyle creative team today. All right, well, welcome back, everyone. As you see here, we have our guest today. This is Lizzie, and she has a lot of experience with maternity and newborn photography sessions, as in being a subject of one or an observer for the newborn. But I'm not going to tell you why. I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about her and her family.
So hi, my name is Lizzie. I like that you said that I have a lot of experience because I just had the 2 kids, and that doesn't feel like a lot of experience.
It's more than most people.
Sure, okay.
Well, because even people that have a lot of kids don't necessarily do sessions for all those kids. Especially, like, do you think people with 12 kids did 12 newborn sessions?
Do they love their 12 kids? I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. But I think that they should, which is what I guess we're talking about today. But yeah, so I have the 2 kids. I have been married for about 6 years. I have a 2-year-old daughter named Allie who is crazy. And then I have a new baby named Annie who puts up with the crazy really well. My husband has a family business. I work in mental health. I've been teaching at Southeastern for a little while, and right now I'm on maternity leave, and it is fabulous.
And Allie is just now potty trained.
Allie is just now potty trained. I've given her so many prizes this week. I hope that it sticks, but it's been pretty impressive so far.
I would rate it like 80% potty trained because she hasn't pooped in a public bathroom yet, right?
No, she actually hasn't pooped in our bathroom either, but...
Oh, okay, so 80% for sure.
Yeah, but everything else, she's making it.
That's great. I know that is a big relief for you.
Yes.
And a very smart thing to tackle that on maternity leave.
Yeah, while we can hang out at home.
All right, so since you have 2 daughters, you've done sessions with each of those. That's the experience I'm talking about here. So just tell us what sessions you've done in relation to your children.
I did a maternity session with each child, with each pregnancy.
Wait, you forgot. You did like a little mini pregnancy reveal session with Tori.
Oh, yeah. So it was during COVID, so I kind of forgot. She just kind of snuck in, took a couple pictures, and then bounced. But we did take, some cutesy pictures with the ultrasound that we used to, post on Facebook and tell the world of our true bliss. Yeah, and then in addition to that, we had a maternity session with each pregnancy and then a newborn session with each of the kiddos.
And you also forgot, and I just thought about it this time too, because I think we talked a good bit, or we definitely touched on it earlier about like pregnancy announcement photos. But so you did a double, so for Allie's 2-year-old photos, you guys did the pregnancy reveal for Annie.
Yes, so we took some pictures of just Allie being her beautiful self, but then got to take some in the big sister shirt, looking at the ultrasound pictures.
Yeah, the timing worked out perfectly for that.
It did, yeah. I remember all my family being really upset. They're like, you're already 12 weeks and it took you this long? And I'm like, well, we had to take the pictures and I had to find the right time. But
yeah, I was really glad that we got to know ahead of time.
Yeah.
We were the only people who got to know ahead of time. Not even the moms.
You're truly special.
All right, so that's like a total of 6 sessions, huh? So announcement, maternity. Well, and you did a newborn, and then announcement, maternity, newborn.
Yeah, and then a sneaky family session where I was pregnant and didn't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah. So you automatically made those photos out of date.
Yeah, sorry, fam.
Knowingly. You went into that knowing that these photos were going to immediately be out of date.
6 months later.
Yep. What made you decide to do these photo sessions? Because some people just, I guess, don't think about it. But what made you think to do them? Or so was it a last minute kind of decision, or were you knew when y'all were trying to get pregnant, you're like, oh, I'm for sure gonna have all the photo sessions?
Yeah, never last minute ever. I always knew that I wanted pictures, but I mean, life happens so fast, and pictures are how we document it. So I knew for sure that I wanted to have pictures. I like looking at pictures of my mom when she was pregnant with me or pregnant with one of my siblings. And
did she get professional photos done, or just candids, or
she told me she had pictures done, but I cannot remember ever seeing them. But my mom's had 5 children, so there's so many pictures of just her being pregnant and us being around her, and so a lot of them are more candid or really kind of look like the lifestyle type sessions that you guys do. Cool. But she did have studio sessions when she was pregnant with me.
Because you were the oldest.
Because I'm the oldest and the best.
Was it Olin Mills, like JCPenney type?
So not JCPenney, and she might get mad at me for saying, but I think the reason I haven't seen them that much is because she told me that she was naked in the pictures. And she was like, so they were very intimate and beautiful and things I got to save for myself. And
that's cool.
so I think that's why we didn't pass those around.
Yeah,
the
that
table,
makes sense.
But
That makes sense. But you know,
the lifestyle
I'm surprised
ones.
because she like doesn't really like getting her picture taken now, right?
I know, but she does. She has always felt very beautiful pregnant, which I think happens to a lot of women.
That's when I felt the most beautiful. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't gotta suck in nothing.
It's so funny. With Allie, I was like, I feel disgusting. But with Annie, I was like, I am a goddess creating life.
You should feel that way. But that makes sense. That makes sense that that's when she liked to take the photos.
Yeah.
Obviously, because people want to take photos when they feel beautiful. But yeah, so I interrupted you, though. You were telling me that you had grown up looking at, like, that your mom had taken pictures.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just always knew that I wanted pictures of it. I wanted to capture it. And then, you know, people make fun of me all the time. But even since Allie has been born, we take pictures of everything. And I just think that, you know, there's so often we have our phones and we're snapping pictures of stuff, but very rarely do we get to take pictures of just us and our families and the things that are happening to it. It's just kind of like small snapshots.
Right. And especially the moms are, like, never in those photos.
Right. I didn't know if I was going to jump on that soapbox, but it's true. It's true. I got pictures of my babies, but not so much of me with them.
Mm-hmm. Or, like, if it is ones, it's like I remember my mom took one of me, like, asleep with Declan, like, on me. And, like, that's the most unflattering photo ever.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's like the photos we do get, they're just so unflattering.
I know. My sweet husband took a picture of me with the two babies in the bed, and I'm like, thank you, but I got my glasses on. I'm in my Walmart nightgown.
Didn't he post that one too, right?
And then he put it on the internet, yes, because he loves me so much.
It wasn't that bad. It
Thankfully.
could have been way worse. I think my photo that and my mom too posted it on the internet.
Yeah.
I think it was way worse.
That's good. I had showered that day, so it wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, your hair was fine. In mine, my hair was a mess. I had, like, I don't know. And then Declan had, like, blueberry smoothie all over him or something. I don't know what was
Authentic,
going on. But yours was
genuine.
not bad. So, how was your experience with these sessions then? Like, are you like, man, yeah, I think I could have done without this one, or no, I absolutely love this. I think I would even do it. I would further, like
10 out of 10 would do again.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they were super positive experiences, no regrets. Like I said, I wanted to do them from the beginning, so it was everything that I wanted them to be. You know, the pictures I took with my first pregnancy were very intimate. I think that they really captured the change that was happening from our family of 2 turning into a family of 3. The pictures my maternity pictures with Annie are some of my favorite, honestly, because, like, you can see the excitement in Allie's face that she's going to be a big sister. You can see just, like, the joy on all of our faces, really. So, I mean, the experience was really positive. It was really fun every time. The studio session was very cool, very different from what we'd done in the past. I think, yeah, super positive. 10 out of 10 would do again.
Are there any things that you would do differently? Like, you're like, well, I mean, you did get to go through it twice. So what changes did you make from your pregnancy with Allie, you know, photo-wise versus with Annie?
I don't know that I made any changes. I think if I could go back and change something, I would do this. So, like, with newborn sessions, there's so much opportunity to bring in props or, you know, something cutesy, something like a family thing, something that's been passed down. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there. But for me, I'm like, I just had this baby. Just take its picture. It's beautiful the way it is. Take a picture of this baby. And, I mean, like, we had props of, like, cute headbands and, you know, sweet little swaddles.
Right.
But
and you did have her little nameplate.
Yes, I did have that for Annie. I had her little name. But I do kind of wish that I had taken the time to get some cutesy things together. But honestly, I was like, this is a perfect little angel. Just take its picture. Right. I just had a baby. Don't make me do any work. And so I don't regret it.
Right. But if someone does think they want to include like props and stuff like that, maybe prepare that in like your second trimester.
Yeah, get that together in advance. Yeah. But, I mean,
maybe not your first if you're still feeling kind of nauseous.
Yeah.
And not wait till your third because you might be miserable.
Yeah. There's stuff that you can get a lot done in the second trimester. But I kind of small scale wish I had gotten some things together, but honestly, I always love the pictures. My baby is perfect exactly how she is, so it's totally fine.
Oh, dang. I forgot Katie also did some newborn for y'all and Annie. So you've had 3 different newborn photography experiences.
I am a photogenic
You have more experience
goddess.
than I was even putting out there.
I've called myself a goddess too many times in this.
So you did for Allie. We didn't actually take her newborn because we got exposed. Of course,
thanks.
Literally within that time period of newborn. So you had somebody else take her newborn photos, and they came to your house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you did get some of the nursery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you haven't got that. You didn't do any kind of lifestyle for Annie. Is that something that like you wish you would have done, or you're like,
nope,
they don't spend that much time in the nursery anyway. They're really just in our bed.
Nope. So I'll be real and honest with you. That's intentional. I think lifestyle pictures, I think, are beautiful. They're great. For a newborn, I was like, I definitely want to come to you in the studio because the nursery is a mess. Preparing for like the whole house is we're cleaning, we're getting ready for a baby, but we've got stuff from the baby shower like piled up in the corner. I've got sheets that aren't on the bed yet. Right now her crib is really just like where we keep
storage.
Her laundry. Yeah. And so really I didn't want the pressure of I just had a baby. Let me make sure my house is perfect. Let me make sure everything's tidy. When we came here to the studio, there's formula here and half a breast pump here and clothes all over the floor. And I didn't have to worry about cleaning that up because photographers were coming over. It's like, okay, let's get the family dressed. Let's get out the house. That's challenging in itself. But for me, that is a lot easier than let's get us all dressed and get our home presentable. So I wanted to come to the studio.
That's a good point because I do often wonder, and I haven't talked to that many because we are starting the studio newborn. It's new, it's fresh, we're working out the kinks and stuff, but because we're like, it just seems like such a pro to have people come to your house, but that's a huge con is like if you're like, no, I don't even want to clean this corner, like
right.
Like that makes a lot of sense because I feel like that's how I would be like, let me just go somewhere fresh. Like as long as you're feeling good, like I guess like if you're, because newborn sessions happen like so soon after the baby's born. Like it's possible that you just can't or do not even feel like getting out of the house, which I get. But it's good that you brought up those pros of coming to studio versus staying in your house.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're pretty even. It just depends on the person that you are.
It depends on what's up with you at the time. Yeah. I mean, if you're in the photos, like we decided to be in some of the photos with our kiddos. So we have to get up, we have to get dressed, do the hair, do the makeup as well as you can. But I was like, I have to do this either way, but at least I don't also have to clean my house.
That's
so
true.
I was like, I'm coming to the studio. With the first photographer who came for Allie, I was like, please don't look at the mess. Please don't judge me. I know we just met, but please, I promise it's not always like this. I just had a baby.
I feel like most people are probably like that. However, I will say all the lifestyle newborn sessions I have done, like their houses have been clean. So either they're super clean people or they really had to work hard before I came over there for that.
You'll never know.
But I feel like most people probably don't have it all together after having a newborn. So you're not the only one.
I hope that that's true. I tell myself that's true.
Or maybe they just like pay someone. They're like,
I really wanted to do that, but also had just had a baby. Money's tight when you have a kid.
That and like, yeah, if you pay someone to come, like, yes, they can clean, they can fold the laundry, they can do dishes, but they don't know where everything goes. Like they're still gonna be like, hey, where does this go? And then you're gonna have to like stop doing your hair and be like, oh, it's over here.
There.
Like so, I don't know.
It's the studio for me.
But so for maternity and the newborn sessions, like what expectations did you have going into those, and how were those expectations met or not?
So if we start with maternity, I think that my expectations were just to get sweet pictures of us just kind of, those are more lifestyle, like for me, because they were changes happening in our life, I guess. And so I like that we have a combination of pictures that are just kind of like us walking around or laughing with each other or looking at each other. From this most recent maternity shoot, I love the pictures of Allie hugging my belly because she was so excited for her sister, and those are going to be my favorite forever. And I think there's a couple requests that I always have. Like I always like one where we're smiling at the camera. I'm like, I want one that looks more portraity so I can hang it on my wall.
Yeah, you have like that specific pose for like every session.
Yeah, just get one of us just cheesing. You know, it's the profile picture on Facebook. It's the one I hang on the wall. Because I love pictures of us like laughing and smiling through a field. But I'm like, is this, you know, what's going to be on the wall forever?
It also makes it easy for you to decide which one to print.
That too.
Hang. That way you're not having to decide. Like you have the candids and all that like to look back on, but deciding which one to print makes it's very easy.
I like a good little mix. But I always like one cheesing at the camera. And then with maternity shoots, I liked the photos that are more like silhouette, where you just get from the side, you get the whole bump, and the silhouette picture from both my first and second maternity session. They look so different from each other, but I love them both so much. So I would say, expectations were met there for sure. And then with newborn sessions, I think that like the sessions that we did here, I didn't 100% know what to expect.
I was going to say, I don't think you probably knew.
No, it was, I mean, that was our first time coming to the studio, which was, like I said before, fabulous. So I didn't know what to expect, but it was very cool to sit and watch. I know Bree did an incredible job as being the baby whisperer and patting her little butt.
We've recently discovered we probably might call her the baby stylist.
I love that. What movie is that from? Oh, that's from Friends.
Is it?
Okay.
Oh,
yes,
that's even
Rachel's
better.
sister is like, can you believe that nobody wants me to sit there and call their babies uglies? She gets Emma's ears pierced.
Yeah, I do remember
She's like,
that.
it makes her nose look smaller. And she's like, I'm going to be a baby stylist.
Oh my gosh.
And then she's like,
You can play with
nobody
this
wants
so
me
much.
to tell them that their babies are ugly. Yeah, Rachel's sister.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this makes it even better.
So
somebody said it. I forget who, but I was like,
well, I support it. And now you have this cool Friends backstory to go with it.
Yes. So you said she was good at like.
Yeah, she was. Back to being serious now. She was an incredible baby whisperer, patting the little butt, doing the pacifier, sneaking it out just in time for the picture. And so, really, I don't know how photographers do it without Bree, without the baby whisperer. Everybody needs a Bree,
right? That's what I'm saying.
She crushed it, and so I really liked that. I also loved how respectful Bree was in the sense of like if she was crying and she's like, she hasn't really stopped crying, and she can see me over there antsy like, let me make sure my kid's okay, and she's like, why don't you calm her a second? And it didn't feel like, oh, I can't do it, take your baby back. Right. It was like, I know that you have this maternal urge to care for your baby. Would you like to try that now? And I'm like, yes, girl, thanks. So she was perfect. 10 out of 10.
Oh, well, that's
Bree, the baby stylist. But overall, very fabulous.
All right. So now that we have talked through these sessions, what, how do you think that you're going to feel looking back at the sessions? I know you touched on this a little bit, but like years from now, how do you think you're going to feel?
I mean, I can't imagine loving them any less. I love them right now. I mean, I have on our wall from my first maternity session, from Allie's newborn session, I have pictures hung up on our wall. And every time Allie walks down the wall, she's like, that's when I was in your belly, or look at me as a baby. And it just gets sweeter and sweeter as she looks at it. And, we've gotten to have conversations of like, yes, you grew in my belly, just like your sister grew in my belly. And so, if we have more children, we'll get to have those same types of conversations. And I think that, I really like looking back on them, seeing how time has passed. they're my wallpaper on my phone, and I look at it 100 times a day, and every time I'm like, I love this. So I can't imagine loving them less.
Right.
They just get more and more special as time goes on.
That's true. And they're going to get older, and they're not going to be babies anymore, and you're going to be like,
sometimes I can't even look at Allie's first pictures because I'm like, where did you go?
But it's funny too because they get a lot cuter. They're precious, obviously, when they're born. But even I'll look back at pictures of Declan when he's a baby, and I'm like, he looks like a little old man.
I do like looking back and just watching her grow up a little bit, watching her hair get longer. Yeah, her cheeks get redder. But can't imagine anything else.
So if y'all have any future children, do you plan on doing an announcement and maternity and newborn? Would you consider, we don't do these yet. I don't know if we ever will, but the Fresh 48 where they take the pictures in the hospital before you get checked out. What's that? Discharged.
Yeah, I would definitely consider that. In fact, I wanted that with my first baby, but she was a COVID baby, and so nobody else was allowed in the room. And then honestly, with my second pregnancy, the only reason I didn't pursue any kind of Fresh 48 photos is because I was like, I don't even know what to expect. My first birthing experience was so weird. I don't know how weird it's going to be this time. So I was like, let's just get through a normal one.
And you knew it was going to be different, going into it. So you were like, I don't know.
Yeah. And with first baby, I was like, my mom, my mother-in-law, they couldn't even come into the hospital to see the baby. So with the second pregnancy, I'm like, let's just get those guys in. I wasn't worried about a photographer. But I think, Lord willing, if the world stays fine and healthy and we have another baby, I would love to get something like that done. Yeah. Yeah. We'll be your guinea pigs.
I would love that. I talked about that with Bree. Bree would love to do birth and Fresh 48.
I would even be down for birth pictures. I had C-sections and it's pretty gross, but even still.
Yeah, from a certain angle. Yeah. You'd be okay. Yeah. She could have got Tyler almost fainting.
That was a magical time.
And then you would still want to do announcement photos and maternity and all that.
I mean, it's, like I said, it's milestones, it's memories. I love them.
You like to get photos done about every 6 months anyway. It just kind of works out that way. I think it has worked out that way between because even your side of the family's photos plus Armstrong photos and then Christmas minis and pregnancy and all that. You basically take them every 6 months anyway.
Yeah. Well, and like I said earlier, people make fun of me for that, but really these
so
babies,
much has changed.
They grow up so fast, and everyone says time flies, but it's true. When you have a baby, time moves so much more quickly. I get really anxious when I start thinking about time because it passes. And so I like having these photos. I like how you guys take these photos where you can see who we are and who they are. And so I would not trade them for anything. I'm going to keep taking pictures. I'm going to keep letting you guys take pictures of my kids. And I'm going to keep asking you guys to take pictures of my kids because they're special. And I will not be ashamed for them.
I love that. So what is your main advice then for expecting parents that might be considering these sessions?
Take the pictures. Do it. That is my big advice. I mean, like I said, time, especially for a new mom. A new mom might not know how fast time is going to pass until the baby's here. Mm-hmm. And it's going to happen quickly. And so I would just say take them, get the picture of them when they're still little and fuzzy and wrinkly and gross, but also gorgeous.
They have so much hair on them.
They do. She has hair all over her ears. It's fabulous. But, take pictures of those little things because they're gone very quickly. Right now, every time I pick her up, she naturally curls into a ball, and soon she's going to stretch out. And it's little things like that you don't notice are kind of starting to fade away. So I would say take the pictures, capture it all, and just do it. That's it.
I love it. That's great advice. Dylan's going to absolutely love that you snuck a little Nike reference in there. What are your thoughts on, because I know that, so your mom felt beautiful when she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. We felt beautiful when we were pregnant, but not everyone does. So what do you think, or what's your advice, or what would you say to someone who is like, well, I don't feel beautiful when I'm pregnant. I don't want to get pictures done. I don't want to get maternity pictures done.
Yeah. Well, actually, I am kind of glad you asked that question, because I did feel beautiful second pregnancy, but first pregnancy, I felt beautiful for like a minute, but by the end, I was like, I am a beached whale. I'm ready to get this thing out of me. I did not feel cute. And even at the time of the maternity photos that we took, I had just started swelling. I had preeclampsia with my first pregnancy, so my ankles were huge. I couldn't wear rings on my fingers anymore. And so I was not feeling cute at the time of those pictures. And getting them back, there was some pictures at the time when I swiped through and I was like, oh, I just look gross. But even just the couple, at the time, it was only a couple where I was like, I do look beautiful here. I am growing a baby here. I'm doing something incredible here. So those were really good for my self-esteem in that moment. And then now looking back, now that I've, started feeling more like myself again, I can look back and be like, I was really beautiful then. I was doing something cool. And so, I would say, like, just do it. Just take the picture, because even if you don't, there will be nothing to look back on and say, this is when I made this baby. This is when I created life.
Right.
So take it. If you don't like them now, at least you have them.
Yeah, and you have them for, like, your kids to look back on.
Yeah, like, you might not want to look at yourself pregnant, but one day your baby is going to want to see, like Allie walking down the hall. Oh, that's when I was in your belly. And so I think that it's important to have them, even if you don't love them. And I hope that for most women, as like the pregnancy hormones go away, the baby blues, even postpartum depression, as those things start to fade, then you can really look back and be like, that's when I did something super cool. So take them.
I love it. I did feel like that needed to be talked about too, because I feel like as women, period, whether we're pregnant or not, we're always going to have body issues.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to think about think in the future, like you said. Like, maybe right now you might not be a huge fan, but it's ultimately going to be worth it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would be like, I regret doing that.
And if you don't love them, don't share them online.
Yeah.
Just save the album for another time. But one day you're going to love them, because that's who you were and who your family was. Yeah. And so you can't not.
And a good compromise would be doing a little 20-minute mini maternity session.
Yeah.
Which they've actually been pretty trendy lately for us. Not like trendy as in the world. But we've had a lot of people like opt for a 20-minute maternity session where we just go to like the beach part at Fontainebleau for 20 minutes, take some photos, and be done. And it's easy peasy, and you have that. It might not have been something that you that you were super gung-ho for, but you were like, you recognize the importance of it, even though you're like, I don't really know. But and then you just went and did it. So that's a good middle ground,
and
I feel like.
Even if you don't dress up, there's a lot of pressure too, where you have to wear these like beautiful ball gowns to take pictures of your flowy,
and your like naked belly.
And your bow over your belly. Like, you don't need all that. Like, just put on some pants and go take a picture of what your body looks like, what you and your partner look like. And even if you don't love how it looks right now, one day your kid's going to want to see it. You're going to want to remember. So just do it. Take the pressure off of it. Like,
yeah, don't think about it. Just do it. Like,
yeah. 20 minutes of this is who I am right now.
Yep. I love it. All right. Well, I think that's all that I have for you, Lizzie. You have answered our questions perfectly.
Oh, thanks.
I know you were nervous about how much to say, and I think you did a perfect amount, honestly.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm not the one editing these episodes, so I can't fully say.
Well, we'll see.
But I think you really hit the nail on the head with this, and I think that our listeners / viewers are going to get a lot out of this. So I really thank you a lot for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And you get to be here for the conclusion of this episode, which is basically me just saying thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Lizzie, for being on the show with us today. And if you guys would like to learn more about 320 Studio or anything we talked about in this episode, we've got some links in the show notes. And I think that's it. That's all we got. So thank you guys. See you next time.